Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्.
Hello everyone, this is Professor Neelam Panchal from BK School of Professional and Management Studies, Gujarat University, and I welcome you all in this session on types of formal organization. Friends, let me introduce you to the topic. Organizations, regardless of their size or industry, require a structured framework to ensure the efficient operation and a goal achievement. So, organizational structures define how tasks are divided, how authority is delegated, and how communication flows within the company. Three of the most employed types of formal organization structures are line organization, line and staff organization, and a functional organization. Each structure offers distinct characteristics and the approaches to manage the operations and personnel depending upon the nature and the complexity of the business. Let me explain you the objectives of the session. The objectives of the sessions are to make you understand what formal organization is, to explain the characteristics and the types of the formal organization, to understand how these characteristics helps the organizations, to explain the benefits it offers to the organization and what are the limitations due to which one may need to look other options available. Let us start by understanding the meaning of the formal organization. So, what is formal organization? A formal organization refers to deliberately structured system within an enterprise or institution where roles, responsibilities, authority and relationships are clearly defined. Now, this structure is designed to achieve the organizational goals in a systematic and efficient manner by ensuring the coordination and control. In formal organizations, every activity, decision and the processes follows the predefined rules and employees know their exact roles and reporting relationships. So, what are the key aspects of the formal organization? First is structured hierarchy. Formal organizations have a hierarchical structure that defines the chain of the command from top to the bottom, that is from senior management to the lower level employees, and each level of authority has a specific responsibilities and individuals report to their respective superiors. Now, this hierarchy establishes a clear flow of communication, decision making and a control. Second is a clearly defined roles and responsibilities. So, in the formal organization, each employee has a specific duties which are clearly outlined through the job descriptions and the roles. Employees are expected to perform the tasks that align with the designated responsibilities. Now, these clearly ensures that the tasks are performed efficiently and that everyone knows what is expected out of them. Thirdly, rules, regulation and policies. So, formal organizations operate based on the established rules, procedure and policies that standardize how the work is done. Now, these rules provide the consistency in operations, ensuring fairness and adherence to the legal and ethical standards. They regulate the employee behavior, performance and interactions within the workplace. Next is objective oriented. So, formal organizations are structured with a primary goal of achieving the specific outcomes and the objectives such as increasing profitability, delivering the services or meeting the production targets. So, the alignment of the task and the rules with the objectives ensures that all the employees are working towards the common goals. Next is the authority and a responsibility. So, in the formal organization, authority is distributed according to the organizational hierarchy. With the authority comes responsibility. Higher level employees or the managers have the authority to make the decisions direct subordinates. In return, they are held accountable for the outcomes of these decisions. What are the features of the formal organization? Let us try to look into. First is documentation. So, the formal organizations often document the processes, the rules, the procedures and creating a written record that can be referred to by the employees. Secondly, chain of command. So, this defines who reports to whom and establishes the clear line of communication, reducing the ambiguity in the decision making. Next is impersonal relationships. So, relationships within the formal organization are task oriented and often impersonal based on the professional roles rather than personal connections. Next is a fixed procedures. So, there are established procedures and the protocols for nearly all the activities which help the maintain consistency in the operations. What are the examples of the formal organization? So, consider a corporate enterprise such as manufacturing company. At the top of the hierarchy, the CEO or the board of each department, high level of strategic decisions are there. So, what happens is various managers such as HR, finance, marketing, operations, they supervise the specific departments and each department has employees who perform the specific task and the roles such as HR personnel handling the recruitment or factory workers, they manage the production. Okay, and so on. So, these structure ensures that each employee knows exactly what are their responsibilities and who they report to, how their work fits into the organizational objectives and so on. So, the rules such as working hours, safety precautions and ethical guidelines, they govern the organization's operations, ensuring consistency and efficiency. Let us try to look into what is the importance of the formal organization. So, the formal structure is essential for different reasons. Formal organizations have different characteristics that distinguish them from the informal organizations. Now, these characteristics serves as a foundation for understanding how formal organizations function. So, the first is a hierarchical structure. A formal organization follows a hierarchical structure where authorities flow from top to bottom, and these hierarchy defines the chain of the command, providing clarity on who has the decision making power at each level of the organization. For example, the CEO holds the highest authority, followed by various managers and supervisors down to lower level employees. Next is a clearly defined roles and responsibilities. So, in a formal organization, each employee has a specific role that is clearly defined in terms of the duties and responsibilities. And this clearly eliminates confusion and ensures that each person knows what is expected of them, and the job descriptions are detailed documents that outline the specific task and the goals of each position within the organization. Next is the rules and regulations. So, formal organizations are governed by a set of rules, regulations and the policies that standardize the behavior and operations, and these written rules provide a framework for the day-to-day activities and the decision making, ensuring consistency and the fairness in how the work is conducted. For example, a formal organization might have a policies related to the work hours, leave entitlements, ethical conduct and employee behavior. Next is a division of labor. So, formal organizations typically divide the work into specialized tasks to enhance the efficiency and the productivity. So, the division of the labor allows employees to focus on the specific areas, develop expertise and streamline the processes. These ensures that complex tasks are broken down into the manageable components that are easier to perform. Next is authority and a responsibility. So, authority in the formal organization is assigned according to the hierarchy. each person in the organization is accountable for carrying out the responsibilities and has the power to direct the subordinates. These ensures a smooth flow of instructions and information from top to bottom, facilitating organizational control. Next is a systematic communication. So, communication in a formal organization follows a formal pathway, typically from higher to lower levels and vice versa. So, these ensures that the organization's objectives are consistently communicated throughout the hierarchy and promoting the clarity and understanding across the organization. Next is the benefits of the formal organization. Let us try to understand what are the benefits. A formal organization offers numerous advantages that contribute to the smooth functioning of an enterprise. Now, these benefits are crucial for ensuring efficiency, accountability, and clarity in the operations. Let us explore the key benefits of the formal organization. So, the first is a clear roles and responsibilities. Friends, in the formal organization, every employee is very clear about the defined role. Job descriptions outline the specific duties, tasks and the expectations for each position, and this prevents confusion regarding who is responsible for what, ensuring that employees know their individual contribution to the overall goals of the organization. Next is preventing overlapping duties. So, by delineating responsibilities, a formal structure avoids duplication of the task, improving productivity and efficiency. Next is increases accountability. So, employees understand their specific duties and are held accountable for delivering the results in the respective areas. Next is efficient task coordination. So, formal organization ensure the tasks are coordinated very well across various departments and a level of the organization, and the hierarchical structure facilitates the clear lines of the communication and decision making, ensuring that all the parts of the organization are aligned with its goals. Next is a centralized control. So, senior management oversees the activities of the entire organization and importantly coordinate the efforts of the different departments, leading to the efficient task execution. Next is fosters the teamwork. So, departments or the teamwork coordinates the overall common objectives with the coordination ensured by the reporting relationships in the hierarchy. Next is a better communication. So, in a formal organization, communication flows through the established channels, ensuring that the information is exchanged systematically across various levels, and this is what is essential in ensuring that all the employees receive the accurate and the timely information. Next is a structured communication. So, the hierarchical change of the command provides a clear path for information to flow upward, downward and laterally within the organization. Next is a minimizes miscommunication. So, by following the formal communication channels, the risk of the miscommunication is reduced and leading to the more effective problem solving and a decision making. Next is improved control and supervision. So, with its clear chain of command and a defined roles, a formal organization allows for the effective control and supervision of the employees. So, the managers and the supervisors at every level can monitor the performance, ensure that the policies and the procedures are followed and address any deviations from the established practices. Next is a clear accountability. So, each level of management has authority over the work of the lower levels, making it easier to assign the responsibility and hold individuals accountable for the performance. Next is a performance monitoring. So, superiors can closely monitor the work of the subordinate and ensure that it is aligning with the organizational objectives. These leads to the higher standards of the performance and the productivity. Next is a professional growth and a development. So, in a formal organization, employees often have a clear career path. The hierarchy and the structured roles allow the individuals to understand how they can advance with the organization. Now, these clarity fosters the motivation and professional development. Next is a career advancement. So, employees can aspire to move the organizational hierarchy by meeting the performance targets and gaining the necessary skills and the experience. Next is a skill development. So, job roles in the formal organization often requires employees to specialize in certain tasks, leading to the certain skill development and expertise in their field. Next is a legal and ethical compliance. So, friends, formal organizations are governed by established policies and the rules that ensure the compliance with the legal and ethical standards. These policies help protect both the organization and its employees. Next is the standard policies. So, rules regarding the work hours, employee conduct, safety and ethical practices are laid out clearly, ensuring that all the employees follow the same guidelines. Minimizing the legal risk. By adhering to the formal regulations, the organization reduces the risk of the legal issues such as discrimination, harassment or violation of the labor laws. Next is a stability and consistency. So, a formal organization promotes the stability and consistency in the operations. The well-defined structure and the processes help the organization maintain the steady operations even during the periods of the change or uncertainty. Next is a predictability. So, the consistent application of the rules, procedure and policies, it led to the predictable outcome in the day-to-day operations. Business continuity is one more important point over here. So, a formal organization is a better equipped to handle the disruptions as established procedures are in place to deal with the challenges and crisis effectively. Next is organizational efficiency. So, friends, the formal structure enables the organization to streamline its processes and maximizes the efficiency. So, by clearly defining the task and eliminating the confusion over the roles, the organizations can optimize the use of the resources, reduces the duplication and improve the overall productivity. Next is a specialization. So, the division of the labor ensures that the employees specialize in a particular task, leading to the greater expertise and faster execution of work. Next is a resource allocation. So, the resources including the time, money and personnel, they are allocated effectively to meet the organizational objectives, avoiding the wastage. Next is enhanced decision making. So, a formal organization ensures that the decisions are made in a structured manner, typically at the large and the highest level of the authority based on the available information and established formal policies. Now, this can lead to the better, more informed decision making. Next important aspect is a centralized decision making. So, the top management typically makes the strategic decision making and ensuring that they are aligned with the organizational goals and the objectives. Standardized procedures. So, the decision making here are often standardized, which increases the quality of the decision and reduces the risk of the error or a bias. Next is facilitates the external relationships. So, friends, here formal organizations often have established protocols for dealing with the external stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, regulators and investors. So, these professional structure helps in building the trust and ensures that the interactions are conducted in a consistent and a reliable manner. Next is a professional interactions. So, standardized processes for handling the customer inquiries, supplier negotiations and a regulatory compliance foster the positive external relationships. Next is a reputation management. So, a well-structured formal organization enhances a company's image and a reputation, leading to a better external perceptions. Now, let us try to look into the limitations of the formal organization. Despite of the many advantages of the formal organizations, there are several limitations also that can affect the effectiveness and the overall performance. So, what are the limitations? Let us try to understand, because it primarily arises from the rigid structure, the lack of flexibility and the challenges in the employee engagement and communication. Let us try to understand one by one. First is rigidity and a bureaucracy. So, a formal organization operates with a strict hierarchical framework which often lead to bureaucratic processes. The established rules and the regulation and the procedures, it can create a rigid environment where innovation and a flexibility are stifled. So, employees may feel restricted by the rules and the procedures, showing slow decision making and reducing the responsiveness to the changes in the external environment. So, in the highly dynamic industries, this rigidity can hinder the adaptability and prevent the organization from responding quickly to the market demands. Next is the impact. So, slower the decision making, reduced agility and resistance to change is important. Then the next is lack of flexibility. So, here the formal organization often enforce the clear division of labor and set roles for each employee. While these provide the structure, it can also lead to the lack of flexibility as employees may not be encouraged to take the task outside their defined job descriptions. So, in the rapidly changing environment, the inability to adapt and evolve the roles or responsibilities, it can be detrimental to the organization's success. Next is the impact. So, difficulty in adapting to the changing business conditions or the new challenges. Next is a limited creativity and innovation. So, the emphasis on standardized procedure and the strict adherence to the formal rules, organizations can hinder the creativity and the innovation. So, employees may be less likely to suggest new ideas or solutions as their roles are narrowly defined and the innovation might not be encouraged within the rigid structure. This can lead to the stagnation of the ideas and prevent the organization from exploring the new opportunities. The impact here is reduced innovation, employee disengagement and stagnation. Next limitation is employee dissatisfaction and a low morale. So, the impersonal nature of the formal organizations where the relationships are often task oriented and hierarchical, it can result in the low employee morale. So, employees may feel that disconnected from the upper management or discouraged by the lack of autonomy in the decision making. The hierarchical structure, while the clear, can create the feeling of being just a cog in the wheel, so leading to the dissatisfaction and the disengagement. So, the impact of this is reduced job satisfaction and high turnover and a disengagement. Next is the communication barriers. Now, this happens specifically through the formal organization have a structured communication channels. The hierarchy can create the communication barriers. Information must pass through the multiple layers of the management, which can lead to the delays, distortion and misunderstanding. So, critical information may not reach the appropriate level in the timely manner, affecting the decision making and the overall efficiency. So, what is the impact? The impact is a miscommunication, delays in the decision making and reduced operational efficiency. Next is a slow decision making process. So, in the formal organization, decisions are often made at a higher level of management and each level of the hierarchy must be consulted before an action is taken. Now, these leads to a slow decision making process. The time it takes for the information to move upward for approval and then for the instruction to flow back down can delay the implementation of the critical decisions and particularly in the fast-paced industries. What is the impact? The impact is reduced responsiveness and operational delays. So, friends, we have tried to understand the limitations here. Now, after understanding what is formal organization, what is the characteristics, the advantages and limitations, let me conclude the session. Friends, we have seen that formal organization is an essential structure for ensuring that businesses operate efficiently and systematically. So, it provides a clarity in the roles, responsibilities and authority, allowing the organization to function with a discipline and consistency. The hierarchical structure clear division of labor, and established rules. It helps in achieving the coordination, monitoring the performance, and ensuring the accountability across all levels. However, it is also important to recognize the limitations of the formal organization. Here, we have seen various limitations. While the formal organization offers the structure and the control, the rigidity and the bureaucracy that can often come with the formalization, it can stifle the innovation and adaptability also. Communication barriers, slow decision making, and formalization and the employee dissatisfaction are potential drawbacks that need to be carefully managed. So, for organizations to remain competitive in today's rapidly changing environment, it is very important to strike a balance. And so, a formal structure, it can provide you the necessary framework for the stability and consistency. But organizations must also embrace the flexibility. It should also encourage the innovation and ensure the effective communication channels, because by addressing the limitations and leveraging the strengths of the formal organization, businesses can create an environment that not only ensures the efficiency but also fosters the growth, the adaptability, and the employee engagement. So, understanding both the benefits and the challenges of the formal organization that will equip you to design and manage the structures that support both the organization structure and the success as well as the employee satisfaction in your future careers. I hope you would try to imbibe all the qualities and try to establish a structure in future in an organization that will lead organization a successful life. Thank you.